71,000 projects across the country have been registered under the Real Estate Regulation and Development Act, or RERA, as of November 2021, according to Anurag Property Consultants. Now guess how many real estate projects are registered in Delhi? Just 32. You heard me right. 32 out of 73,000 in India's capital, where the very act for regulating and cleaning up India's real estate sector was conceived and passed as a law. Today on the Property Show, we ask some very basic questions. Why is Delhi's real estate market still so unregulated? What's allowing builders in the national capital to escape RERA registration, and what should lawmakers do to make it safe for everyone to buy a home in Delhi? Amit Goyal, CEO at India Sotheby's International Realty, joins me. Sunil Tyagi, Managing Partner at Zeus Law Associates, and Hardeep Sachdeva, Partner at AZB Partners. Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining me. Amit, you've got the ground feel of what's happening in Delhi's real estate market, and there's such a huge disparity that the numbers are just boggling. I mean, 32 registered in Delhi vis-a-vis 243 in Mumbai and 441 in Bengaluru. So, and we are actually amongst the top real estate markets of the country. So why is there so much disparity?
Yes, Manisha, you're absolutely correct. The number of projects registered are extremely low, and not just projects, also the number of agents, which is just 400 plus, and there are 200 plus complaints which are outstanding and ongoing. You see, there are three reasons which I would narrate here. One, there is lack of awareness about RERA, compliance and registration. Secondly, the monitoring of the projects, there could be a lot of improvement by the RERA authority. And thirdly, there are not enough organized players when it comes to agencies and agents and even developers. But the good thing is things are changing for good.
Things are changing for the good. So, Sunil, I think the larger reason why I think that builders might be escaping RERA registration is the fact that somehow there's been a court judgment which has allowed projects of less than 500 square meters and or 8 apartments to not register at all. Am I correct, or that's not the right understanding?
Yes, Manisha. Section 3(2)(a) basically says that certain projects do not require registration, and the criteria provided is in case the land area does not exceed 500 square meter, or if the number of apartments do not exceed 8 apartments. So therefore, this condition which is mentioned as "or" is being read as disjunctively, which means one of the condition, if any project fulfills, it doesn't require registration. So the judgment which you are referring to is by the Maharashtra Real Estate Appellate Tribunal, where the judgment has been passed by majority, where it has been read as disjunctively, which means if one of the condition is fulfilled, if the area does not exceed 500, or if the number of apartment does not exceed 8, in that case, there is no requirement for registration. However, in the same judgment, there is a minority view, one of the member, where he said that it has to be read as conjunctively to give the real intent of the legislation to be implemented. So therefore, he said that it requires registration if both the conditions are not met. So there is a judgment
there's a grey area, all right?
Yes.
The larger question also is, Hardeep, that look, Delhi is an expensive market. People don't have very large land parcels, and most of the stock which is coming in Delhi's older colonies is redevelopment, and it's 500 square meter or below. So there's a whole market out there which is completely escaping the need also to register with RERA, and this is probably a loophole which is also allowing for such low levels of registration.
Absolutely, Manisha. So first of all, the law provides for exemption. I mean, whether good or bad, the law provides for exemption for registration with RERA authority of any project, as just mentioned by the gentleman, which is having less than 8 units or which is being proposed to be developed on a land area of 500 square meter. The law is fully clear, which is if you have one of these things with you, it means that if your total number of units are less than 8, even if you're doing it on a 1 acre plot, you still need not to register yourself. Or even otherwise, if you're having a smaller plot, even if you have larger number of units, you need not to register yourself in RERA. And if you know we all know the Delhi market, it's all Koti redevelopments which have been done here, where the number of units are usually 4 or maybe 5. We have 3 floors, you may have a basement added to that, usually 4 or 5. They will certainly fall within the exemption category. And usually the land areas in Delhi are below 500 square meter. Now, therefore, people have been using the exemption, which are available in the Delhi, in the RERA statute. Now, what has happened is that the Maha-RERA Appellate Tribunal may have passed, an order in 2019, but whether that, we all have read the order, whether that order can amend the central statute, that jurisprudence is still out. I do not think that RERA Tribunal passing that order will change the statute, which is a central statute. Okay. It is not the question of interpretation. I think the statute is amply clear, which is that you are exempted if you are A or if you are B. And what the tribunal is saying that the or should be read as and. But I do not think that the tribunal could have, changed the statute like this. And it may have to go back to a higher, court here. Maybe it has to go back to Supreme Court, or maybe the government will have to amend the statute, and maybe that Delhi government should initiate something to protect hundreds or thousands or maybe 100,000 of customers who are buying their real estate units or home buyers who are buying the real estate units in Delhi in projects which are neither above 500 square meter or are not more than 8 units if they are, So that is a bit of a virtue where we are stuck right now.
So here's my next question, and this one is for you, Amit. If we have to go back to the government or to the courts to amend the act, then the problem has to be large enough. How rampant is this problem in Delhi?
Absolutely, Manisha. The problem is hugely rampant, and there are thousands of home buyers seen the delays in their projects getting their homes completed.
Okay. You were saying something, Sunil, in terms of how we can amend the act. But before that, do you also believe that there is probably a reason to look at it? Because after all, RERA was meant to clean up the industry totally. And, Amit mentioned that even the agents are not registered in RERA. The idea was that just like SEBI mandates all agents to register if they have to deal in any kind of stock trading, then why not have all agents also registered if they have to deal in real estate? It just cleans up the market completely. And this is someone's largest life saving.
Yeah, exactly, Manisha. You're absolutely right. And that is the intent of the Act, that maximum coverage should be provided, maximum projects should be covered under the Act. And that's how, in the minority view or in the judgment which we are mentioning, he has rightly mentioned this point. He has given a very right example. If the area of the land is more than 500 square meter, and there the builder is developing more than, let's say, almost 12 flats. But what he does, he first builds 4 flats in first phase, he sells those, and then he registers another 4 and then another 4. Will this not require registration? That's the example he has given. And he has very rightly given this example. The idea is to cover the projects, maximum projects, not to exempt the projects. Therefore, he had suggested that both the conditions should be satisfied if any project is to be exempted. So I also agree with this view. I think maximum projects should be covered and or should be read as and, or if not, in that case, the power lies with the government in any case to reduce these thresholds from 500 square meter as well as these 8 apartments. They can bring it down to 100 square meter and the number of apartment can also be brought down to 4. As far as the real estate agents registration is concerned, so the Act again says for sale of any real estate project which is registered, a real estate agent requires registration. So in case they are selling the projects which do not require registration, again, consequently, they also do not require registration. So that's again a loophole lies in the Act probably.
All right. So there are loopholes in the Act, and we can say that, look, at the time that the officials were making the Act, the idea was to just take care of those large number of home buyers who were stuck in larger projects, right, in lakhs. But now I think time's come for us to relook at what the loopholes are. Hardeep, let me ask you, first of all, builders who are developing these smaller projects and even the ones who've got caught in all the hanky-panky which is happening around land pooling. They're busy fooling people there, saying they've got permissions, and in fact the appellate tribunal of Delhi RERA pulled them up and asked both the municipal corporation as well as the police as well as the corporators that please come to me and see if there is any illegal construction happening. So how long do these litigations take? Should we even be calling them developers at all, or just call them builders, fly-by-night operators? How would you term it?
Well, you're absolutely right. I mean, everybody should comply with the law here, and anybody who's not, he's simply a violator of law. So we should call them, as what we should call them. I mean, they may be defrauding customers, they may be defrauding authorities, they may be defrauding the whole, city end of the day. But having said that, this whole, when we discussed quickly, this whole law is an evolving process. It's an evolution. I think the law will have to amend itself for accommodate the need of a city like Delhi. Delhi may not have high-rise developments. Delhi may not see very many developments which are seeing each project to be more than, let's say, 4 or 5 units. And therefore, there has to be an amendment done just to cater the needs of the home buyers or needs of hundreds, as I mentioned, hundreds of thousands of home buyers in Delhi. Now, quickly to touch upon that order passed by the appellate tribunal in Maharashtra, that has been challenged in the Bombay High Court. And even that tribunal order cannot supersede the statute any which way. That has been challenged in the High Court in Bombay itself. It means that passing these orders will not fix the problem. The problem is far more bigger. I mean, the magnitude is far different here. It has to be fixed with the amendments to the legislation. It has to be fixed with some sort of a collaboration by the Delhi government along with the central government if required, or maybe to put it up before the Supreme Court. You will have to seek amendment to the statute to ensure that as far as Delhi market is concerned, this 8 should become maybe 3 as an example, because every house will have at least 4 apartments here, and this 500 should become 100, because you have plenty of these developments done in Delhi which are within 100, 200, 300 or 400 square meter plots. Where you have
know what, Hardeep, you and Sunil and Amit have together, actually, what I'm hearing is that the nature of Delhi's real estate market is very different from every other city that we might compare it to. And therefore, if the central government has given the power to states to actually modify the act to suit their particular market, then there is absolutely no reason why Delhi should be probably copying what Maharashtra is doing. We need to look at our own market and its own peculiarities, which is redevelopment of smaller plots. When we come back, we will ask all our experts what are the 3 immediate steps that we can do to help clean up Delhi's real estate market. It's a big problem. Stay with us. We'll get the solutions for you. We've established how far Delhi is lagging behind all other major cities of India when it comes to real estate regulation or RERA implementation. Only 32 projects are registered on Delhi RERA website compared to 243 in Mumbai and 400 plus in Bengaluru. And that is a glaring anomaly considering Delhi government's revenues from property registration are in excess of 5,000 crore rupees. So what does that tell us? Real estate transactions are happening. They are escaping RERA accountability. How do we fix it is my question to the panelists. Amit Goyal, let me come to you first. What should we do? You said that there is such low awareness. Should the start be from just making everybody aware and therefore probably petition for a change?
Yes, certainly. So I would make 3 points. 1, actively run campaigns, awareness campaigns. The second would be control and monitoring of projects. And third would be recognition of fully compliant builders as well as agents.
Okay. easier said than done, but yes, it's not a big wish list. It's a basic wish list of a healthy, clean real estate market. Sunil,
Absolutely.
I had an offline conversation with the new chairman of Delhi RERA, and he seems raring to go. I saw in him a lot of intention to clean up Delhi's real estate market. Do you believe that a large campaign, awareness campaign, that it doesn't matter if your builder is escaping RERA registration, come and tell us if you're, and do not buy any project which is not RERA registered, could also do the trick?
Yes, Manisha, definitely a large representation and involvement of many people in this can help. But at the same time, there is a central advisory council under the Act itself, which is supposed to give suggestions from time to time for regulating this Act. So therefore, it will be a good idea if at the same time, Central Advisory Council can be approached and a representation can be given over there and the reasons can be justified to them. They can also take up the same issue and recommend for amendment in the Act. And then main Act can be amended by the central government in the parliament. And as far as the threshold reduction is concerned, that can be done by the state government itself. So both things can be done simultaneously.
So you're saying that plug the loophole at the Central Act level and then at the state level also bring about the changes. Hardeep, for the first time, I mean, I'm going back to what the Delhi Real Estate Tribunal, Appellate Tribunal actually asked. They asked Municipal Corporation, DDA and police SHOs to be vigilant and ensure no construction takes place without RERA registration. Do you believe that mass awareness and the people themselves asking for change probably is the best way to go forward?
Absolutely. I mean, there is no match to awareness of law for its implementation or for its effective implementation. If people are aware of their rights, if, let's say, the developers are aware of their obligations, then obviously you will have a far more effective implementation of the statute. Now, having said that, now one hat can't fit all. So when we spoke about the amendment to be made in the RERA statute, insofar as reducing the size of plot or number of units is concerned, that can't fit all. It has to be, let's say, a state-specific change meant only for Delhi. Now, I can give you several examples. I can give you a few examples of, let's say, large projects done in Gurgaon, where you only have single unit made for a big tenant. We call it a build-to-suit building, which you make on a plot which could be 1 acre, 2 acre, but a single buyer who is just buying the building and developer is developing and giving it to that buyer. Should that also require registration? No, it should not. I mean, if we start, let's say, doing that, where you have no public interest, no home buyer interest involved, by simple amendment of a generic.
I get that point,
yeah.
and that is not really the
That's not
what
the
we are
intention.
lobbying for. What we are saying is that large part of Delhi's market is the 4 apartments and less than 500 square meters, and that is a loophole I think we need to plug sooner than later, isn't it?
Yes, Manisha, if I may come in.
Amit, go ahead.
Yeah, my point is in Delhi, I would agree with Hardeep that, other areas it could be very different. But in Delhi, especially for category A and category B colonies, the threshold limit is decreased because that is where the high value transactions are happening for it to become a healthier ecosystem for real estate transactions.
Okay, point taken.
Nisha, what I meant was, amendment at the central level was that "or" word should be replaced with "and," which means both the conditions have to be satisfied to get exemption from the Act. And at central level, there could be a reduction in the threshold limits itself. That was what I meant.
And I think together, absolutely, I think we need both of them to happen at the same time, simultaneously. And I must say, those 71,000 projects registered across India is no small joke. It's a pretty big number, and we are glad that real estate market is getting cleaner, but it still has a long way to go. Gentlemen, thank you very much for this very important discussion on how to make Delhi's real estate market healthier and more robust. And for all our audience who are watching this show, if you have a grievance or complaint against builder for delay in your project or construction quality, or you find that a builder in your neighborhood has started construction without a RERA registration, you can visit RERA www.delhi.gov.in and file an online complaint. As I said before, the new chairman, Anand Kumar, I had a long conversation with him. He's taken charge 2 weeks ago. He's very serious about cleaning up Delhi's real estate market. So let's use this opportunity. Thank you and goodbye.